hours later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been in the woods for 3 days. I forgot my tick spray. But it was worth it because that big dummy left the table and it's beautiful, sir. It's unscathed. He even cleaned it. I can't believe it. Listen, I got a family picked out. We're going to rehome it. They got a name picked out. They've been eating their dinner on the floor for the last few years. They're so excited. I'm going to get it out of here, sir. Yes, it's a big win for the Matt organization. I'm going to go home now. What the? Ow! 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 I got you, Chad! Ah! Oh, what's up, everybody? My name is Scott and you're watching Kentucky Ballistics. And I am very excited about today's video because today we are going to do an experiment that I have been wanting to try for a very long time. Today we're going to see what would happen if a bullet was traveling backwards. Well, not actually backwards, more so if the bullet was flipped upside down and then traveling in its normal direction. Will these upside down bullets be more effective or less effective? Today we're going to find out by firing several different calibers into some ballistic gel. Today I have 3 clear ballistics, 10% ballistic gel blocks, and I have a Kentucky Ballistics 3D T-Rex target. So we're going to start out with a small caliber and then work our way up to a very large caliber and see what our results are. I am very excited about this experiment, so now let's get set up and get started. When it comes to clothing, there's one article of clothing that I never leave the house without, and that's my tactical pants. And that's why I'm super excited about today's sponsor, 511. Khaki tactical pants are my absolute favorite. You think someone wants to take a roundhouse kick to the face when I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it. Not only does 511 make the best tactical pants, but they also make a lot of other cool stuff. They got t-shirts, shoes, they got fancy button downs when you got a big date, you know, like at Olive Garden or whatever, backpacks. They even have plate carriers for body armor. Maybe you play airsoft, or maybe you do that CrossFit stuff. So what I'm saying is, 511 is pretty cool, and they think I'm pretty cool, and they think you're pretty cool, because they are offering you 20% off all non-sale items when you use code KB20. This is good until July 11th. You can use it on their website when you click my link in the description down below, or you can go to one of their mini storefronts. There are over 100 now. I know you all get tired of sponsorships sometimes, but I am very excited about this one because I have personally been using their products for almost a decade. So a big thank you to 511 for sponsoring today's video. Be sure and check them out. Go show them some love. Take advantage of that discount code. And now let's get back to the video. Okay, so we're going to start out with some pistol calibers. I have one 16-inch 10% clear ballistic gel block, and I have one Kentucky Ballistics 20% T-Rex target. The first caliber we're going to use is 9mm. First, we're going to take a shot with the bullet facing forward, and then we will take a second shot, but this time the bullet is facing backwards. I'll be firing the first round by hand, and then the second shot, well, I'm going to pull a string. You know, because reasons. I failed to mention this is a 124 grain round, and I'll be using a Canik TP9 SFX. All right, here we go. Oh! Okie dokie. Looks like that full metal jacket did exactly what it's supposed to do, and that is punch a very long straight line. So now the question is, what's going to happen when that same 124 grain full metal jacket is traveling backwards? Okay, I've got my vise set up. Apparently some ants have overtaken it, and now we're loaded up with the backwards 124 grain 9mm. We're going to put this in the vise. Try not to get consumed with ants. All right, here we go. Oh. Let's take a look at our block here. Okay, well, still a fairly straight line, but we caught the bullet. So, you can see here that it does look like it caused slightly more damage. I do not think that it ever tumbled because the round is still facing backwards inside the T-Rex. Looks like that round is still perfectly intact. So the backwards 9mm round did not penetrate as deep, but I am gonna say it caused a little more damage. Now let's move on to our next caliber. So up next is gonna be 45 ACP. We have a 230 grain full metal jacket and then an upside down 230 grain full metal jacket. And I'll be using this Ivor Johnson Zombie 1911. Here we go. Okay, so we hit right here and we have a nice, clean, straight wound channel traveling completely through our Kentucky Ballistics T-Rex. And now for the upside down 45 ACP. I am actually very excited to see what our results are with this one. It's a big, fat, slow-moving round, so I feel like this one should do more damage. Here we go. Whoops! I completely forgot that there is a secondary safety. As you can see, the gun is completely unloaded. Without that secondary safety depressed, the gun is not going to go off. Okie dokie, let's try again. Okay, here we go. There we go, much better. All right, even though I know this is empty, we are going to remove it from the vise. Make sure the gun is clear. So we have a nice straight line moving through our gel, but again, it appears the round was losing quite a bit of energy because we caught it again in the T-Rex target. And this time the bullet is now facing forward. There we go. Nothing, not a thing, no deformation. And I think that's because these rounds are moving pretty slow. I think it's going to take a higher velocity to see these rounds start to deform. This block is just about done, but I have one more pistol I want to use before we move on to rifles. So our last pistol round that we're going to use is a .357 Magnum. This is a 125 grain full metal jacket, and then this is a 125 grain full metal jacket backwards. And the gun I'm going to be using is a SAR USA .357 Magnum. It is a 6.5 inch barrel double action revolver. It is so hot. Oh, okay. .357 Magnum, here we go. Oh, I was accidentally accurate. I hit pretty much the same hole. I hit right here and created a slightly new wound channel, went straight through, and I think we may have hit the T-Rex slightly as well. But that's okay, that's all I need. You can see that the full metal jacket is traveling in a straight path, making a thin wound channel. Now let's see what happens when we use the backwards .357 Magnum. Okay, I have rotated the block. That way we have a fresh spot. I've got it all loaded up. Let's pull this hammer back, and now let's retreat. Okie dokie, here we go. Oh! Well, that actually does look like it did a little more damage. So here's the .357 Magnum wound channel. You can see that it did cause a little more damage, and then we hit our T-Rex, but we did not catch the round. It looks like it shot out the side right here. The .357 Magnum was moving quite a bit faster, so I think that that is why we are seeing an increase in damage when the bullet is backwards. I am very excited now to see what happens when we use some much faster moving bullets. When we move up to... It's one of those days, guys. It's really hot. I'm dehydrated. So the first rifle that we're going to use is a .223. This is a .223 55 grain full metal jacket, and this is the upside down version. This is a small, fast moving round, so I'm very curious to see what happens when it is moving backwards. And the gun I'm going to be using is a Kel-Tec SU-16. There's actually a really cool feature about the SU-16 that I've never showed you before. The forend actually turns into a bipod. Check that out. And now I'm going to use it. Actually, I'm not, because I will hit the cinder block. I'm just going to put that back. Okay, here we go. After seeing that, I am really curious to see what happens when that round is moving backwards. So it looks like we hit right here. We caused quite a bit of damage. The round continued on, and then it stopped inside our ballistic gel T-Rex. And on top of that, it released so much energy into the block that we broke our cinder block. So the entire round did not make it into the T-Rex, but about half of it did. So I have the SU-16 strapped down on a lead sled, and I have it loaded up with the backwards round. Let's get our hook in place. Going to remove the safety, and now I am going to scoot back to safety. Oh, okay. I think we are going to see a pretty big difference this time, because this round is moving very fast. Here we go. Oh! Yeah, it's looking like it. Wow, okay, we had like instant expansion that time. So as you can see here, we have 2 wound channels now. Our first one went into the block, started to tumble, and then made it out the end of the block. But that time, the backwards round started to break up almost immediately, dumped all of its energy into the block, and did not make it out of the block. It definitely looks like it caused a lot more damage. It appears that it acted the same as a jacketed hollow point would. So after seeing that, I am very excited about our next caliber. Let's step it up a little bit. So our next caliber is gonna be 308. This is a 150 grain full metal jacket, and then here it is backwards. The rifle I'm gonna be using is a Ruger American 308 bolt action rifle. I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing in the lead sled for the first shot because I do not have an optic on it, and I'm afraid I'm gonna miss the block entirely. Oh! No! No! I hate wasps. All right, let's get back to safety, shall we? You stay right there. Yeah, you get what you deserve. All right, here we go. First shot. Oh! Boy, that 308 hits hard. That wasp is still over here. I bet he is not too happy. Hey, no! Anyways, let's take a look at our block here. Woo! All right, that 308 melted the face of that block. Well, we got a pretty good wound channel here. Starts right here. You can see quite a bit of damage, but it continued through the block pretty straight. That we smacked the absolute poop out of our T-Rex. And I believe that round, yep, the round is inside him. T-Rex is pretty tough. Yep, there it is. And it is all flattened out. I tell you what, I'm gonna go this way. All right, backwards 308. Let's get it loaded up. Okay, I'm excited to see this data. Oh! Has a lot more smoke. So there is where we hit, and my goodness, you can see there's quite a difference. Look at that wound channel. That is a ton of damage. It appears that that 308 full metal jacket backwards acted as a soft point. And then here you see a piece in the T-Rex, and it's actually facing forward now. Oh, this is really cool. Oh my goodness. Check this out. 308 backwards looks just like an expanded soft point. That is pretty wicked. That is absolutely awesome. This is exactly what I was hoping to see today. The full metal jacket backwards expanded and acted as a soft point. Really cool results. And now I'm even more excited for our last rifle. There is one more thing that I want to mention real quick. When doing this test, I figured we would probably have a pressure spike. And that's exactly why I've been pulling a string. And on this 308 case, it is indicating that we are having pressure spikes. The primer of this 308 case is starting to bulge out of the case, and the primer strike is kind of flattened out. So the last rifle we're going to be using for today's video is one that I know quite well, the 50 BMG. This is a 650 grain 50 BMG full metal jacket, and here is the backwards version. And naturally, if we're going to be firing some sort of sketchy 50 BMG, I believe it's appropriate to use the Serbu RN50. So first, we're going to use the full metal jacket. I have 3 blocks of ballistic gel, 2 of which we have already used. One is fresh, and then we have the Kentucky Ballistics T-Rex in the very front. So now let's get this thing loaded up with the full metal jacket for our test fire. Good, unscrew this here. All right, first shot, here we go. Ooh, that is so loud. It's kind of hard to believe that, you know, that explosion happened in my face one time. Okay, well, I should have brought extra cinder blocks today because they're all destroyed. Let's have a look at our T-Rex. He got hit in the legs, and that tore him up pretty good. Here is our first block, our new ballistic gel block. There is our entrance hole, and as you can see, we had a pretty straight line. Gonna be honest, I don't know which one this is or how it was setting. And then the third block is behind the berm somewhere. Oh, okay, that went pretty far. Ow! Oof. So it appears that this round started to tumble at some point because we got us a pretty big gash in our gel block. That is just gnarly. Okay, I have all the blocks set back up. We have the newest one up front, and then the 2 used ones at the back, and then the T-Rex. I have labeled them also 1, 2, 3, and I've labeled the front and the back, so we should not have any confusion this time. Now all that's left to do is to load up the backwards 50 BMG. Not gonna lie, this round makes my neck itch just a little bit. Let's get this thing loaded up, shall we? Ah, whoa, that was a stout round. Okay. Get our hook in here. All right, hammer back. Okay, definitely gonna duck down for this one. And do me a favor, if you're enjoying this content and you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, here we go. Whoop, too much string. Oh! Oh, okay, well, it appears to me that I broke another RN50. Oops. If you look right here, you see the whole stock done fell off. So my scientific hypothesis for this is that that round was definitely overpressured. Broke the buffer tube clean off. Sorry, Mark. All right, let's check out this gel. This is block 2. This is block 3. I guess block 1 went for a ride. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah, we can already see it's quite a bit more damage. That was like instant. Look at how black that is too. That is nuts. So that is a much bigger wound channel than the first shot. Block 2, I'm not really sure. That's all pretty foggy. Oh, wow. We caught it. Or at least some of the jacket. Here's block number 3. This is the front, this is the back. And you can see right there is the round. If I had to guess though, it is probably just the jacket. Yeah, that's just the jacket. What about the old T-Rex here? We got anything in him? Nope. Does not look like it. But boy, he sure has been beat up today, hasn't he? So I've been looking through this gel for quite a while now, and I have not been able to find the steel core that goes with this jacket. But we were able to recover the jacket. Maybe the steel core creeped out the back of that third block, but I am not able to find it. But regardless, we know that the backwards 50 BMG was creating a lot more damage to that gel, and I believe more pressure or more recoil because we broke the gun. You hear that? It's my mother-in-law. Good thing she don't watch the videos. So in conclusion, I'm going to say that backwards bullets definitely do a lot more damage, but they also have quite a bit of potential to do damage to your firearm. There's definitely a reason that they are facing the other direction. But what did you think about today's test? Let me know in the comment section down below. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, do me a big favor and give it a like. And if you're not subscribed to Kentucky Ballistics, do yourself a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure and check me out on Kentucky Customs, Kentucky Ballistics Shorts, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Links to all those can be found in the description down below, along with a link to KentuckyBallistics.com, just in case you want to pick up a shirt. And as always, my name is Scott. Thank you so much for watching Kentucky Ballistics, and I'll see you next time. This is a masterpiece. I'm not gonna lie, this is just absolute art. I bet one table, it just would have ripped clean in half.